Well, it's a beautiful late summer, fall day. It's pretty much fall now, and it's fantastic to have sunshiny days like this and to see so many of our plants just starting to turn into the fall and autumn colors. I'm Scott from GARDENWORKS. I want to talk a little bit about Japanese maples today. They're a fabulous fall color plant, and there's so many choices. I just want to get you excited about Japanese maples. The Japanese maples are, are quite inspiring in a lot of different ways. One of the main reasons we're talking about them today is just because they have an amazing array of fall colors. There are some other really great features of Japanese maples that make them super useful to gardeners and in the landscape. One of the things is they're a fabulous plant for growing in containers. So a great plant for your balcony. And so, you know, you tend to stick to the ones that are a little bit shorter growing if you're going to grow them in container, but sometimes one of the great things about them is they're a super good screening plant. If you get a multi-stem Japanese maple that's an upright grower, it can be a great screen. So that's something like a variety like Bloodgood that we know so well with the red leaves. That would be a great choice for that. We're going to go try and find a Bloodgood Japanese maple here to show you what those look like, but that's the one with the dark purple leaves, upright grower, absolutely beautiful, very popular. Let's see what we can find. I actually found a Bloodgood Japanese maple here, which wasn't as easy a task as I thought with everything around here. You can see how it's a very upright growth, but they create a nice vase shape that works really well in small landscapes. It only grows to about 20 feet tall. There's beautiful varieties that are very similar, like Emperor 1 is another one, a little faster growing and darker leaves. They have this beautiful fall color, and so that's sort of a classic upright Japanese maples. Dozens and dozens of varieties of different colors. The other classic Japanese maple shape is a weeping Japanese maple, and usually that's the weeping lace leaf Japanese maples. So I want to see if we can find one of those to show you as well. And there's got to be some in our huge selection of Japanese maples here. A couple tables over from the Bloodgood Japanese maple, I finally found some of the weeping Japanese maples. And this is a green weeping Japanese maple. It's cut leaf. This is a variety called Waterfall. And there's many other varieties, but very fine leafed weeping. People really like them because they don't grow too high, so they make a great choice for a small garden. The fine texture is really great. They can get pretty bushy. And I know probably the most important or the most asked question about them is how tall will they grow? And they kind of build height. You can stake up a branch and then allow that sort of to be the leader that things come off of. And that's how they get them to the height they're at in the nursery. But they also build height by just kind of arching over. So even a plant that you plant that's only a couple feet high will continue to grow higher, but in this kind of an arching way. So it's slow growing for height. They'll get 24 inches or more. They might get 36 inches across. And then over a long period of time, you know, I have seen them 6 feet wide, but that's an older plant. This is a green one. There's also red weeping ones, probably the most popular varieties. And there's varieties like Crimson Queen or Red Dragon are two of the most popular weeping cut-leaf Japanese maples that are red. Well, continuing on sort of with the theme of inspiration, hundreds and hundreds of varieties of Japanese maples are Acer palmatum and then a cultivar. So Acer palmatum is the genus and species. Acer is the genus. You know, there's lots of other trees maple trees, they're all acers. So if you see that on a crossword puzzle, you know, maples, and it's 4-letter word, it's Acer probably. This is Acer japonicum. So Acer japonicum is another series, different species of Japanese maples, and they're kind of typified, I guess, by a bigger, wider leaf. Got fabulous fall colors. There's many varieties of Acer japonicums. They're not nearly as many as with Acer palmatums. And this is Acer japonicum rising sun, and gets kind of a multitude of colors in it. Some pretty good spring growth that's got color, but really, really amazing fall growth. And you'll notice on some of the Acer japonicums, even in some of the Acer palmatums, you know, the bark is also another super interesting part, where the bark will be bright green, bright yellow, or it might be red. So watch for that when you're getting excited about Japanese maples. It won't take you long to get that all figured out. Great variety of this was that we saw one year was at a nursery down in Oregon was a variety called Moonrise. And the person who found that plant and introduced it was a guy named Carl Munn. And he really wanted to call it Munrise. But the people who were working with him on his trademark name convinced him that Moonrise was a better name than Munrise. So you decide whether you think that's true or not. So absolutely beautiful Japanese maples. So many different varieties to choose from. You'll become a collector in no time. Watch out, you could get addicted. Thanks for watching. I hope you're inspired by Japanese maples. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks again.